Cheers everyone, welcome back to Grandma's Handbags. Thank you so much for joining us. New subscribers who have joined recently, there's been a few. Thank you so much for tuning in, for hitting subscribe. I hope there's something along here on the journey for you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Drop a comment, always happy to hear from you. Folks that have been with me a fair bit of the way, thank you again for sticking around. Always love chatting to you guys and just sharing the great music we have. Alright, Grandma's Little Helper, Appleton Estate 12-year-old whiskey, 12-year-old rum, lovely stuff, 43%, and this is a real sipper for me. Love it. Molasses, brown sugar, toffee, tobacco in there, a little bit of banana esters, and then you got these clove, cardamom, lovely spices coming up in the back as well. Just a great sipping whiskey. Alright, spinner winners. We got CD spinner winners here. The bargains keep pouring in, but firstly I actually want to do a few shout outs just to some new folk who are doing some great things in the VC. Now, if I don't mention your name, I'm really sorry. It's not because I don't want to. This is just the batch that I've got for the moment. So, look, if you don't know these folks, please do hop along. Give them a look and a subscribe if possible. Really, really doing some good stuff. So, first one off, Pitcher 51 Blue, John. Great guy from down in Melbourne, Australia. Was very lucky just to meet him recently too. Anyway, he's just tracking down a lot of classics from all across the spectrum at the moment. You know, My Bloody Valentine and shoegaze stuff. There's Captain Beefheart, Felt from the 80s. Just always surprising with what he puts up. Hasn't been doing a lot of videos, but I'm hoping we can change that, everyone. Also showing Aussie acts like DMAs and Low Tide, plenty more. So drop in, have a look and a subscribe if you can. Chris over at Blue Sky Vinyl, also doing great stuff. I think Chris is in Canada. Well, I hope I'm right there, Chris. Anyway, as he says in his title, he knows his blues. Did a great video on Muddy Waters maybe about a month or so ago now. Really recommended watching. Knows his country blues, his folk blues, you know, the rural agrarian blues, all the way up the Delta or up the Mississippi to Chicago. Really good stuff, worth checking out. He's doing great stuff over there. We got Ryan Smith over at Wales. Young guy, newish to, not to music, but maybe more so to vinyl. So wonderful watching his collection grow, and while he's a big prog fan with Genesis, Yes, and the likes, he's also reaching out now into some very different areas. I've seen some Noi just the other day, Cocteau Twins in there as well. So it's a real journey of discovery for those things, but he also knows a good amount of stuff about prog, you know, Caravan, Camel, plenty of things around. Really worth checking out. Give him a look in. Doing some great stuff, Ryan. Vinyl Designs, Jim. Fantastic channel. Jim's a music lifer. And you'll know that when you see his intro video. It's recommended viewing. Absolutely horrific stuff. I won't spoil it for you. Just go and have a look there. But, look, just doing some really enjoyable videos. He's got a cheeky competition as well that's worth getting involved in. So, yeah, Jim over at Vinyl Designs. Alright, a couple more. Merrick, MF Merrick does vinyl, aka the Vinyl Truffle. Merrick, just a genuine guy. He just put up a great video a few weeks ago. Might have been a contest entry for William Now. Really personal storytelling. And all from the heart. Big into his 90s and noughties stuff, and on the heavier end of things, but he's also definitely branching out into some new areas and filling out a vinyl collection. Great stuff. Go check him out. Lastly, to John at the Digital Gramophone. If you don't know John's channel, please go and have a look. It's just really, really enjoyable stuff. Very deep on the musical knowledge. Him and I, I'm guessing, are about a similar age, so we have some crossover in tastes. But then he knows his local stuff out of North Carolina. I think it's North Carolina. Sorry, John, if I get that one wrong. But please do go and have a look. And he just knows a lot about a lot of different things. He's also got a running list of his top 200 albums. I'm struggling with 100 here, but it just shows you what a fan of music he is. Please go check him out. Alright, thank you for that. Alright, let's just jump into some spinner winners, shall we? Recent ones. First off, was given this by Christian, good friend recently. Thank you, Christian. Radiohead, Stop Whispering, 4-track single, Australian one. I've always wanted this. Stop Whispering is, for me, the best song far and away off of Pablo Honey. Creep, forget about it. So very happy to have that. Lemonheads with Mrs. Robinson and Being Around, just a great, great single. Interesting one here, Meat Puppets. I think this is very early Meat Puppets. Would be 81 or so. Anyway, 5 tracks, probably doesn't go for more than 7 or 8 minutes. Really short, sharp, punkish, sloppy, punkish, country-ish stuff. Bonkers. Anyway, Fugazi, 13 songs. I'm not usually a hardcore man. First time I heard this, didn't really grab me, but circled around a few months later and realised just what a top-notch set of songs that is. So happy to grab that for, a couple of bucks. Speaking of a couple of bucks, the Chameleons Live, 80s Manchester band. This is their Reformation double CD from 2001, 2002. Actually sounding really good on this as well, like they hadn't skipped a beat in the 15 years they've been apart. Bauhaus, 79 to 83, Volume 1. So we got In the Flat Field, Bela Lugosi's Dead, Telegram Sam cover. Yeah, I'm not a huge Bauhaus fan, but Bela Lugosi's Dead, you're going to need a copy of that somewhere. So very happy to grab a compilation. That's about where I'm at. Speaking of compilations, The Clash, Super Black Market Clash. Now, I can't remember. Can you guys fill me in on this? Is this a collection of B-sides? It's just not jumping in here. I know this was released as a 3 10-inch set initially. Anyway, you can't leave some Clash there when you see it, so I had to grab that. Jim over at Vinyl Designs recently mentioned Coil, Wax Tracks. So here's Coil with window pane on Wax Tracks. Yeah, look, we're talking noise, industrial, very dark stuff, but really, really enjoyed that, even though it's a little single there. EP from Boards of Canada, beautiful place out in the country, so you're talking ambient, somewhere between hip-hop and Aphex Twin, believe it or not, but really, really lovely pastoral electronica with beats, subtle beats behind it. My Morning Jacket with Sweat Bees. Did you even know Sweat Bees were a thing? I heard a story recently. I thought, that was a cool title. And then I worked out Sweat Bees are a real thing, and it was kind of a bit icky. Anyway, the baby-faced Jim James and My Morning Jacket there. 9 tracks. I think Australia and maybe the UK got this, but it's got, is it Tennessee Fire? No, At Dawn. The Split EP with Songs Are Higher and Chocolate Nice on there, but great little local release, so I had to grab it. Now, this is a fantastic noise pop, dream pop shoegaze album. The Magnetic Fields with Distortion, pretty much their homage to Jesus and Mary Chain. Great pop songs, just slathered in distortion and noise. Fantastic little album that. Alright, the next pair are solo projects out of Deer Hunter. So I think these are the first albums of each of them. And as a Deer Hunter, I'd call myself a fan. Had to grab these. So LP Lotus Plaza. is Lockett Punt, the guitarist's solo project. So here we're talking layered guitars, drum machines, very subtle stuff, very, very nice. And then a little more arty, experimental and ambient, you've got Atlas Sound, which is Bradford Cox. So this is Let the Blind Lead Those Who Can See But Cannot Feel. First album. I find the earlier ones are sort of the ones I like better than their later ones. But yeah, Atlas Sound and Lotus Plaza. Alright, 2011, The Men with Open Your Heart. Now this is just sort of noise rock, garage rock, punk rock. Fantastic stuff on the Sacred Bones label. I got to see them live around about this time, and it was kind of a bit of a face melter, but great stuff for all of that. Alright, don't hate me on this one, but I found it interesting and I think I might keep it. Coldplay with The Blue Room. So I think this is probably their second EP, or maybe at least their debut major label release. So yeah, 5 tracks. None of the other songs are familiar except for Don't Panic, which is off Parachutes. If I'm ever going to listen to any Coldplay, it's first album and earlier. So not a bad listen. A bit Travis, a bit Radiohead, a lot less poppy. Very interesting stuff. You're not going to leave the Beastie Boys Check Your Head there. I couldn't believe I didn't have a copy of Check Your Head whatsoever, but Beasties on instruments, funky as all, love it. Dinosaur Jr. with Whatever's Cool With Me. So this is a mini album. There you go, 8 tracks, 91 or something like that. Probably a similar time to Sebadoh's 3, so double CD expanded edition. Really enjoyed this. If there's any Sebadoh fans out there, let me know what recommended Sebadoh or your favourite ones are. Love to know. Alright, got a bunch of classics to end things up here on the Roots here end of the spectrum. Really pleased to pick up the debut album of Bill Fay. Bill Fay, late 60s on the Decca and D-Ram label. Didn't sell a hell of a lot. I don't think he sold about anything at the time, but somewhere between Scott Walker and Nick Drake is about where I'd want to put him. But lovely album. Nice orchestrations and songwriting. Very nice stuff. Shirley and Dolly Collins. Now, if it wasn't for the VC folks like Danny at Not Enough Records, I wouldn't even have had a clue with Shirley and Dolly. But we're talking UK folk. I think this is mid to late 60s, unless it's 71. I hope it's not. Anyway, really enjoyable. Shirley's voice took a little bit of getting used to, but it's sort of one of those high and pure voices. Think Joan Baez or Joni Mitchell. Obviously UK folk instead of a US intonation or accent, but still really nice stuff. Had to grab this for pretty much $1 a CD, or $1.20. I think it was $6. 5 albums of Dolly's. So yeah, you've got albums like Just Because I'm a Woman, 9 to 5 and Odd Jobs, Coat of Many Colours. Just a great bunch of things. I couldn't leave there. Plenty of bonus tracks and also a good reminder at just what a songwriter Dolly is as well. So looking forward to actually jumping into that when I finally get enough time. It's a lot of listening there. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, D&B Together. Look, Eric Clapton, Billy Preston, Leon Russell, Steve Cropper, Tina Turner. Whole bunch of, stars jumping in there. Plenty of bonus tracks as well. $3. Coming home with me. Same with these as well. Taj Mahal's debut. Great to see that there. And then Natural Blues as well, his second album. Just great bits of blues. And these final 3 or 4 here, just so happy to grab them. This is $3. Willie Dixon, I Am the Blues. Chicago blues stuff at its finest. Look, if you guys have any more fave Chicago blues albums, please let me know in the comments, because really feeling this stuff of late. And it sort of surprised me. I honestly, shamefully, used to think that blues began and ended, or electric blues, with Jimi Hendrix, and boy, am I wrong. Case in point, Howlin' Wolf with the double 2-for-1 Howlin' Wolf and Moanin' in the Moonlight. So 24 tracks on there, and this is just seminal blues. You hear Howlin' Wolf's name, and I've heard his songs over the years, but to hear them back to back, one after the other like this, phenomenal stuff, absolutely amazing. Now the find of this batch for me, for a single $1, I've shown the record recently, but I couldn't leave the CD. Well, actually, if it wasn't for the CD, I wouldn't have got the record. But $1 for an original master recording of Albert King's Born Under a Bad Sun. Now this just sounds gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Booker T and the MGs in the back there. Booker T writing the title track. Steve Cropper on guitar. Duck Dunn on bass. Al Jackson's drums. It's all sounding just in the pocket here. Wonderful stuff. Albert King, a little bit older than the guys, at I think about 41 or so when he's doing these. Right at the top of his game. Crosscut Saw, a great version of Kansas City. Obviously the title track. I Almost Lost My Mind and Personal Manager. Incredible songs. Just beautiful, and sounding absolutely beautiful with this original master recording. One day I'll grab some on vinyl. In the meantime though, everyone, cheers to you all. Thank you again so much for new subscribers tuning in, and for old friends for putting up with me and coming back. I do have another episode of the Top 100. We're into the top half now, and that's going to be coming along very soon. But in the meantime, take care. Let me know how you're going. I'd love to hear how you've been, and look forward to hearing from you all very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.